Hello and welcome to another macro video. This time I'm looking at a series of different macros that work on a whole set of files stored in a particular folder. I call these MultiFile macros. Here they are, 8 of them. The macros were written for the particular way in which I work on books that are made up of a set of chapter files. I first create a single file with a copy of all the text for the whole book so that I can analyze the book as it stands and populate my style sheet for that particular job. But I've dealt with this in other videos, so today I'm just concentrating on the different MultiFile macros that I use at various stages during the job. So let's get started. First of all, here is my folder for the blogs book, and in that I've got at the moment just a couple of folders. The AA received is the set of files as I've received them, and what I want to do is first of all to copy those into my kind of working folder, the main text folder, and so I use a macro to do that. Yes, I know you can just copy them across, but the macro also gives them index numbers so that as I work through editing the files I can increment the index number for the different versions of that particular chapter. So let's try running the first macro, which is MultiFile Copier. So MU MultiFile Copier is there, and I run that, and it has pulled up a window with which I can identify which directory is the source of the files. So if I double click on AA received and just double click on any of those just to identify this folder, so double click that and it says copy all the files in this folder, and I say yes, and it copies them all one by one, and they've all gone into there, and these ones have got PB01 so that I can then edit each one and then go PB02, PB03. Okay, so there are the set of files ready to work on. So the next stage is to well, there are two macros I use for creating a single file of the whole document. If I want all the text and all the formatting and all the pictures in one big document, I can use MultiFile Word. I don't normally, I use MultiFile Text, but let's just demonstrate that one first. MultiFile Word. MultiFile Word is there, so I run that, and I've already created, the previous macro has already created a list of the files in the folder, so it is saying, do I want to use this list of files? So that's fine. So I say yes, and it loads them all up one by one, and then if I just move that out the way, so what I've got here is the set of all text, as you can see, with all the formatting and all the highlighting and so on from all the various chapters. But as I say, what I normally do is to use MultiFile Text, so that's that one, so I run that one, work on this list, yes, that's fine, and it now churns through. Okay, so let's move that out the way again. So there's my list, just put that out the way, and here is the file that it's created. There we are. And as you can see, we've got chapter 1.docx, so it's taken the file name and put it into this overall text file, and I can use instant find down to have a look, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, so they're all there, and as you can see, it's only copied the text, but it's put in the italic and bold and various other of the attributes. So that then I can analyze, as I was saying, and create my style sheet for the job. Okay, well, let's get rid of that one. Next in my list is MultiFile Count. It's not one I use very often, but if I do want to count how many words there are in the set of documents here, okay, I can combine them together and count that, but if you do need to count the contents of a set of files, you can use MultiFile Count. I'll demonstrate that. MultiFile Count. So run that one, run from this list, yes. So it's going through, loading them up one by one, and it will create an overall list of the numbers of words in each of the chapters, on each of the files, and the total. And there are different ways of word counting the number of words. I can't actually remember what they all signify, but if you have a look in the instructions for this macro, if you need to, it'll tell you. You can see the different things, the different ways of counting produce slightly different slightly different answers as to how many words there are. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. MultiFile Freddy. Now this is a dangerous one, but nonetheless useful. So if you know Freddy, you can do a set of find and replaces, and you can do them on a single file. But with MultiFile Freddy, you can use a set of find and replaces and do those find and replaces on each of a set of files in a folder. And obviously it's got to load each one, make the changes with Freddy, and then save them again. So it's a fairly intrusive sort of macro, if you like. I want to get rid of that list because I'm not going to work on the list. I'm going to work on the main text. So if for Freddy, obviously we need a set of find and replaces to do. Let's do something silly like finding all occurrences of the word the and highlighting them, and we can choose some other word like of and highlight those in a different color. Okay, so that's my list that Freddy's going to use, and so if I now run MultiFile Freddy, MultiFile Freddy is there, run. So I don't actually want to do it on the received set. I want to go up and do it on the main text. So I want to do it with these. So double click one of those, do it on these. Yes, that's fine. Are you sure you want to run Freddy on all 5 files? There's no going back, you know, it says. So it goes through, as you can see, it's doing the highlighting and it's Freddyed 5 files altogether. So well, that's it. I mean, you can load one of those and see what it's done. As you can see, it's OF has been highlighted and the has been highlighted. Right, so that's that one. So the remaining 3, let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of my Freddy list. The remaining 3 are going to be working on files that I've done some work on. I'm assuming that I've edited all the files and I've got comments in various files, and I want to compile all those comments out of the various files, do a sort of collation job. So if I run MultiFile Comment, MultiFile Comment, there it is, run. So I'm going to use a different set of files for this. I'm going to use the ones not from blogs but from Jones. So in the main text here, here are my files I want to work on. Okay, so click one of those, work on these, yes. Goes through all those, and what it's created is for each of the chapters and for each of the files, it's pulled out the comments and added an answer file. So obviously the idea is here that these are going to form a query list for the author, and where the chapter doesn't have any comments, then it puts in the wording no comments. Okay, that's that one. Now the next one is MultiFile PDF. So the idea here is that it will load each of the files in turn, and it will save a PDF copy of each of those files. The idea being that you can send those PDF files to the author, and you're not giving them access to the Word files, so they can't make changes to your lovely Word files that you've been working on. They will have to tell you what changes they want. So we're going to create PDFs from each of the files with MultiFile PDF, MultiFile PDF, run PDFs of these, yes. So it goes through, loads each one in turn and saves it as a PDF. So it's saved 5 files. So if we look at these files, where are they? They are in here. We're in Jones, aren't we? Jones main text. Okay, so interleaved there with the Word files are the PDF versions of each one. And one more to go. So this time we are saying that we want a set of files that are clean, i.e. with all the track changes accepted. So obviously what I would do there is to create a separate folder, which I would probably call clean or whatever, and I'll work on this folder that we've already got, but obviously you would want to work on a copy of those files so that you keep the original ones with the track changes, because these ones have got track changes in them. As you can see here, got those track changes there. So what we want to do then is to accept the track changes in all of those files. So we do that with MultiFile accept track changes. So put that out of the way. So MultiFile accept track changes run. Accept track changes on the file here. Are you sure you want to accept track changes? There's no going back. Yes, I do. So it loads each one, accepts the track changes and saves them back. So what we've now got in that folder in Jones MultiFile Jones main text, we've got here the track changes have all been accepted. So that's it. So you've got 8 MultiFile macros that you can use, and I hope you can use them and or adapt them to your own work. Okay, thanks for watching.